Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Olga is here. For those of you who haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the bell as well to get the latest notifications about the videos I post out there for you guys. And it is very important that you hit the notification bell, especially now with the way YouTube is changing, how the how the content is found. So if you don't want to miss any of my videos, I would really appreciate if you hit the notification bell. Today's video is going to be about people think that I'm rude. First of all, I want to give a shout out to HowCaseySeesIt channel. I really like Casey. I found her in my many searches of YouTube. I watch YouTube as well. I love YouTube. And I love when people put decent and great content on it. And Casey's channel really stands out. And I want to kind of get that acknowledged because I saw Casey do this video and I have really great examples of my own to share, and I wanted to do that video as well. So huge shout out to Casey. I'm going to link her channel down below in my description bar. Couple of reasons why do people think that I am rude, and then I will actually address the rudeness thing. You might have noticed from my videos I do have something going on with my eyes. Now, in the past I have addressed this in my videos. I have explained that I was born with the optic nerve hypoplasia. Because of it I have nystagmus, which is the involuntary movement of my eyes, and this is a horizontal nystagmus. This is congenital nystagmus, means that I had this all my life. Ever since I was a baby I had nystagmus. Now, why am I talking about my diagnosis here? Why am I talking about my eyes? Because it is a visible diagnosis. It's not like something is wrong inside of my stomach or inside of my leg or inside of my arm that you cannot see, and it doesn't affect my appearance, and we could all go on without mentioning that. This is very important to disclose, especially because I am on YouTube. I'm trying to make makeup videos and I'm trying to make an eye contact with you, my viewers. And probably you have noticed that it's not really happening because my eyes tend to wander all over the place. And you're like, I actually have seen those comments. I am not upset with those comments, but I do want to address them. I had gotten comments from you guys saying like, is there something wrong with your eyes? Or you have a funny way of looking at stuff? Or are you blind? Or something like that. And I'm not upset because all of these are valid questions that you're asking, and I do address them periodically in my videos. This is a beauty-related channel, but because this particular thing is so in your face, it's on my face, it's my eyes, I think it's fair for me to share the information with you and provide you with as much information as possible so that you can understand that no, I don't have horns on my head and I am a normal human being. I just have this thing going on. And why am I addressing this? A lot of people say that the eyes represent the soul of the human being. A lot of times people develop trust and rapport when they look into somebody else's eyes. The eye contact is extremely important. I understand that in my head, I get it in my heart, I understand that as well. There's nothing I can do about it. I am putting the best foot forward, the best eye forward, so to speak, to make the best eye contact that I can make with the camera and with you, my viewer. And I am trying my best, but this is a physical thing. I cannot control it. I try to control it, but I can't because this is an involuntary movement. It's kind of like if you have seen somebody with Parkinson's and you're wondering why their hands are shaking or their head is shaking. That's something that they cannot control. Believe me, they do not want to be doing that. I do not want to be doing this with my eyes, especially when I deliver verdicts about the palettes or makeup that I love. And you're like, should I trust her? There's something wrong going on with her eyes, you know. If it didn't come out of my mouth, do not look at my eyes. Does it make sense? I hope it does. Anyways, why people think I'm rude? Because of this optic nerve hypoplasia and nystagmus, I do not see well, meaning that instead of having a 20/20 vision, or how we call it in Europe or Russia, Ukraine, we say Vision that amounts to 100% or 115%, that means healthy. You know, like that is the visual acuity that is considered healthy. I do not have that visual acuity, not even close. I will explain to you how I see. I do see everything you see, but at a much shorter distance. Why this video is going to be important? Not so much because I want to get on internet and talk about my thing, I'm self-centered, all of that. No, I am sharing this information with you just in case you're going to come across somebody like me and wonder, are they rude? What's going on with their eyes? Why can't you establish trust with that person? Or why are they not looking into your eyes directly? And you're going to be wondering, what's going on there? Is it their personality? Is it it's a disability. Let's just call it that. This is not something that the person is choosing to do. This is something that they were born with, or maybe they acquired this, because nystagmus can happen not only at birth because of a congenital defect with the optic nerve, but there are other number of illnesses and other number of factors that can bring on acquired nystagmus. For example, I heard that if somebody has a cancer tumor in their head, they might develop nystagmus because it's interfering with their optic nerve and so on and so forth. We're not going to go into the rocket science of all of this. Let's say I'm walking down the street and you know me and I know you, and you are, I don't know, on the other side of the street waving at me. Hey, I'm here. I might not even notice that. I might notice that somebody is waving. I might even see somebody moving out there, but I might not notice you as like my friend, my neighbor, somebody I went to school with, somebody I worked with, because you are too far away and I cannot see the features of your face. And to you, especially if you're not familiar with my problem, with my eyesight problem, you might think, oh my gosh, she's so rude. I had gone to school with her, or I worked with this woman and she is not saying hello or not even acknowledging. I'm standing out there. It's like, and especially, sometimes people would do like, hey, Olga, hi. I will say hi, but I might look like as if I'm out of the element because I did not recognize you. Even if you are standing really close to me, like within the distance of one car, you know, or you're standing really close to me, like within the distance of even like a grocery cart, if I have not seen you for a long time, your hairdo changed, you know, I might not recognize the features of your face because, one, I don't see well, and two, I actually have a very bad memory when it comes to faces. I met somebody with perfect vision, 20/20 vision, and she had told me that she has a horrible memory for faces. That person could see very well, and she had this problem. So when she saw me, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, she didn't acknowledge. I actually recognized her, which is so funny, but we were really close. And I said, hey, I saw you at the store. Why didn't you say hello? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Olga. I have really bad memory for facial features. She has normal vision, but she just doesn't remember faces. This is not her forte. So I learned later on down the road that lots of these things that I experienced, I used to blame my eyesight. If there were any kind of shortcomings in my job performance, or if I didn't recognize somebody, if I didn't remember which street to turn or to get someplace, by the way, I'm really horrible with directions, I get lost at the doctor's office. I get lost in one freaking hallway. My husband, he teases me about it. I used to get really upset over it. I no longer get upset over it. And I used to blame my eyesight. I used to really think that this is because of my eyesight. But a lot of these things, who knows, maybe they would have been happening to me even if I had normal vision. So back to my point. If I did not recognize you or didn't say hello, do not immediately go to the dark place and assume that I'm rude, that I didn't want to acknowledge that you were there. I simply did not see you. I have a really good friend who works as a nurse, and because she deals with medical stuff all the time and we're really close as friends, she knows all these things, and I'm really comfortable around her because when we are like at the store, she's like, hey, I saw you in Costco the other day, but I waved at you, but you didn't acknowledge me, and I know why. You just did not see me. I'm like, thank you so much, because that is precious to me. This means to me so much. rather than a person going to a dark negative place and thinking, oh my gosh, Olga is rude. She did not say hello to me. I really appreciate though when people do the following. Hi, Olga, I am Nick. If you told me like your name and we used to go to high school together, do you remember me? That would immediately place you in the right slot in my memory file. And I'm like, oh yeah, hey, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you. I would immediately place you. Like if you just told me hi, I would say hi to you, but I would be out of my element. I would be like, hi. I went to this girl's bridal shower and I was supposed to meet her at a very crowded restaurant where other girls were having bridal showers. I nearly died of anxiety that day because the only person I knew from there was her, the bride, and none of her bridesmaids or friends. I did not know them. And I'm like looking at a bunch of these girls standing together. I do not see that girl that I'm there for. And I'm like, I'm standing in the middle of the room like, dear Lord, Jesus, take the wheel, help me please, because I'm really lost right now. I'm really nervous. And thankfully she walked up to me and like, hey, Olga, our table is over here. I was so glad. It felt like somebody literally just saved my life. Like I can't explain it to you. It feels that way because in these crowded situations, especially if I'm invited to a place with multiple parties, you literally have to take me by the hand and lead me to where these people are. I'm not going to be able to casually glance across the room and see my subscribers. You get the point. It's like, we're here for Olga, you know, and just like wave your hands or whatever, because I would not be able to see. So why am I sharing this with you now? Well, for now, for the future, if you know me, if I see you and I walk by you, do not assume that I ignored you, didn't want to talk to you, didn't want to say hello to you. If it ain't come out of my mouth, it didn't matter. Meaning, if I told you into your face, oh, we're no longer friends or something, which I don't think I ever said that to anybody, by the way. I would feel horrible saying that. But like, if I told you something nasty into your face, then you might talk about saying Olga is rude. But if you just saw me and I walked by you, you know, I would probably walk by David Bowie and not recognize him. No, I don't see well. A lot of times I am sort of like stuck in my world and I'm thinking about something. I could be thinking about my art. I could be thinking about my work. I could be thinking about my family. A lot of times, because I always go with someone like my husband, my mother, my friend, people who know me, they will kind of like save the situation. Like if I'm with my friend and we see another friend, she's like, hey, look, here is Tanya, she's standing right there. Let's go say hello. Thank God. But if I'm alone, is Tanya there? I have no idea because I cannot see her face. So why I'm sharing all of this is because you might know somebody. You might have met somebody who has weird eyes or something like this, or who is literally blind, visually impaired, legally blind, doesn't see well, you know, and you maybe ran into a situation like this. Do not assume immediately that they hate you or they didn't want to see you. They just literally, physically did not see you. There's nothing wrong unless there's some kind of beef between you and that person. I'm telling you, the reality of this is that that person did not see you. Now, sitting here and telling you, my subscribers, new friends, the audience, it is a huge step for me. A huge step. A couple of years back, I would have not been able to sit down and in such honest, blunt way describe to you how it feels to be me with my eyesight. Please do not take pity on me. I hate that. I do not like when people say, I feel sorry for you. Shut up, you know. I would be rude if you told me that. I do not feel sorry for myself. I'm a very successful woman. I have a great job. I have a great family. I have a kid. I have a husband. You know, I'm doing quite well in life. But it was hard for me to sit down and just like this, share with people I've never met in my life what it is like on a day-to-day basis. I'm also doing it because amongst you, my subscribers and new friends, there could be somebody, maybe you are experiencing what I'm experiencing, maybe you are in the same shoes, and I want to reach out to you and tell you it's okay. Do not feel bad about yourself. If somebody told you that they feel like you're rude or they thought that you were rude to them about this, that you didn't acknowledge that they were there, explain to them that you just physically did not see them because you have an eyesight related problem. I just want to reach out to people like myself and to people who don't have this, give you this kind of piece of education, because I feel like in the legally blind community and people with any kind of visual impairment, this topic, like what I sat down, and Casey really had inspired me, guys. So again, please check out her channel. I feel like this is the stuff, the nitty-gritty of the eyesight that nobody talks about, or maybe very few people talk about this. And I feel like this is it. This is the salt. This is the salt and pepper of the stuff. I want to know this. And if I'm the mother who has a child who doesn't see well, I want to know how to educate my kid, to educate the kid's friends, and explain to the kid so that the kid explains to his or her friends how to deal with this particular situation. On a quick note, have I been rude? And we're not talking about eyesight. Yes, of course. I am pretty rude, but not for those reasons, not the reasons that I just described to you. If I told you something horrible, if I was just completely impolite, now that would be a reason to say I'm rude. But if I didn't see you, because I didn't see you, you know, and I physically did not acknowledge you, that's not being rude. This is just me not seeing well. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. By the way, a similar situation, I apologize, happened to me when I myself was in high school. I went to Sandia High School in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And there was a kid in my class, he was actually legally blind. He walked without the cane. I'm sure he had it, but because he was so familiar with the school and the passages, I don't think I've seen him with the cane. He kind of always walked by the wall and kind of counted his steps. Because I don't see well, check this out. This happened to me. I didn't notice that he was blind. He also did not wear the shades, and he did not have a cane, and he had a laptop computer. He always had headphones in, and I would always come after the choir practice. It was the American history lesson, and I would come to class and he's already there. And there's no one else, there's no teacher, and I come in and I sit literally right next to him, and we talked a couple of times before, so he was nice, he knew who I was, and I would sit down and he's like staring at me, like kind of like, I wouldn't say staring, but he's like looking at me as if he's looking through me, and I'm looking at him and thinking, my God, you're rude. Why are you not saying anything? Don't you know me, Brian? I can't believe it. What? We just talked yesterday. And then I would say something like, hey, Brian, and he's like, oh, hey, Olga. I'm like, what the heck is happening with this guy? Only then, I think I actually got a nerve to tell him, like, why don't you all ever say hello to me when I come in? I think literally I got this gutsy. Guess what he said to me? He wasn't upset. He said, Olga, I'm sorry, I don't see. And when you come in so quietly into the classroom, you sit down. I know you sit right next to me because we talk a lot and we work on projects a lot, but I don't see you. Guys, I'm telling you, I felt so embarrassed. I felt, oh my gosh, I'm in the same shoes with him, and yet I applied the exact same ignorance that I scold people about, that they are, oh, you don't understand, I don't see well, you know, and I did the exact same thing. So I am sitting down here, guys, to tell you, even if you did something like this to me or to somebody like me, don't feel bad about yourself. It's a completely natural human thing to do. I did the exact same thing to somebody who is legally blind because I thought he was rude to me. And yes, I just wanted to share that with you, that example, you know, and isn't that ironic? It is truly, truly ironic. A lot of times people say that, oh, you have a really hard look or you're judging. I am not judging anything unless I told you that I'm judging, I hate this stuff, this is horrible, this is a horrible product, or I hate these towels or whatever, then I'm judging, right? If I'm just looking at the stuff on the shelf, my eyes tend to wander around and about they go. And if I tell you that, you know, let me just grab a palette here. Let's say this palette is approved and you see my eyes going all the way to the left, that's not me lying to you about it. It's just that my nystagmus is dragging my eyes all over the place and they tend to wander. So if it didn't come out of my mouth, do not put words in it and do not read in between sentences. Guys, I have to say, I feel really proud that I was able to sit down and talk just so in the most honest and open way with you, my subscribers. I really am hoping that you have enjoyed the video. If you want to know what I'm wearing on my eyes today, I felt really inspired. This is summer. It's all about colors, and I'm wearing this palette right here. It's an oldie but a goodie. This is not an old palette per se. This is old, meaning that it came out some time ago, but it's a really good palette when you apply it with the finger. These are the metallics. They do not apply real good with a brush, but I still enjoyed working with it. It's called the Violet Voss, and this is the Rainbow Eyeshadow Palette. It retails in Sephora for $30. I'm going to link the info down below. And on my lips, I have none other than Kat Von D, and this is in the color Jeffrey. Jeffrey has been discontinued. Kat Von D and Jeffrey had a falling out a couple of years ago. She discontinued this color, but I was able to snatch it on sale at Sephora, and I really, really enjoyed it. It works beautifully with this kind of colorful look. I know it's probably too much, but it's raining outside, and I thought, like, I want bright colors. I wanted bright colors, guys, and that's that. And with all of that said, thank you very much for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you haven't yet. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next video. I love you. Bye.